Hello folks and welcome back to Dune Spice Wars. This is going to be part 4 of my Atreides playthrough on normal difficulty, where I'm learning the game. Now it has been a couple of weeks since I've recorded my last episode, so I do have a little bit of catching up here to do when it comes to kind of reminding myself of how the game has been. This has just been a crazy month for me, so I've not really been able to stay in touch with this game, but you know what? I still remember, I think, a lot of what I was doing here. Now, as the Atreides, I need to remind myself again, what is my goal for winning this game, right? And, of course, I'm going to be going for the political victory because that is kind of what the Atreides are designed for. And to remind myself of what it's going to take to win this victory, let's come in here. So, to win a political victory, I need to, get voted in as Dune governor, and I need to hold the Dune governorship for 45 days. And I think that's going to be, that's over the course, I believe, of 2 votes. So once I get elected as Dune governor, there's going to be a chance for the other factions to vote me out. And I need to be able to have enough influence, not just to vote myself in as governor, but also to hold my governorship as well. So the primary resource that any Atreides player has to really focus in on is influence. That's going to be the major key factor here. So I need to remember and remind myself to really keep that in mind. Now, here's how, if you're looking at this page and you don't really understand what this means, here's what this means. When you look at unlock requirements, this is going to tell you what needs to happen before the Dune governorship is available to anyone. And that's going to say it's going to require 35 regions to be controlled, and I believe that's total. I believe that's out of all of the factions on the map. And same thing with the sieges being having allies. I don't think that means that you need to be allied with 4 sieges. I think that just means in general there needs to be 4 sieges that have allies, and then there needs to be 35 regions that are controlled. Because I'm pretty sure this is saying that there's 30 regions controlled, and I believe that's total, right? There's no way I only have a few of them. So yeah, that has to just be total. Now down here at the bottom when it says election prerequisites, there's a Landsrad standing, of course. So I need to have 500 Landsrad standing. I'm not there yet, but it also says I need to be allied to one of the sieges. So, right, that confirms what I was saying before, where, yeah, I'm not going to be required to have 4. That doesn't make any sense for you to have 4 for an unlock and then 1 for a prerequisite. That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, 4 total amongst the 4 factions there needs to be have sieges that are allies. But then for me to actually be up for election, I need to be allied to 1 siege. And, yeah, that's going to be the key there. Now, here's the deal, though. Part of the Atreides faction bonus, I guess you could say, is that once I reach 10k hegemony, then I'm going to be able to ignore, it's kind of grayed out right here, but it says right here that I can ignore all of the charter prerequisites except for Landsrad standing. So going back into here, what that means is, yes, to be a Dune governor, once I reach 10k hegemony, I will still need that 500 Landsrad standing, but I won't need to be allied to that 1 siege to become Dune governor. However, if I want to somehow rush Dune governorship before I reach 10k hegemony, then yes, I will need to get that siege. And I'm wondering if that's possible. I'm not clearly a good enough player to know that yet, but that's interesting. I wonder if you can rush that. In any case, that's something to keep an eye on for these other charters as well, because even though these are not victory conditions, they are very useful as well. I have the council is going to give you 2 extra agents with a special council trait. I don't know what that is, so it'd be cool to get this just to kind of find out what that is. And the Water Sellers Union is going to give me +2 Solari per positive water. I have 19 positive water, so, it's a handful of Solari, which would be pretty nice as well. Judge of the Council allows you to train the elite Landsrad guards, which is a really good unit as well. And Speaker of the Council allows you to re-roll resolutions. So if you get these 3 resolutions and you don't like them, you're like, oh, this is crap, you can just re-roll them. I think you can, is it re-roll 1 resolution per charter? Okay, yeah. So it seems like you can actually choose 1 resolution out of every single go-around and choose to re-roll that one if you don't like it. So I like this. That would be a good one to have, and I feel like I'm gonna get there. See, this is the nice thing, is that a prerequisite would be that I have spent 800 influence on voting. But if I reach 10k hegemony, then that's not going to be a requirement, right? I can just vote myself in as soon as the unlock requirements are met, which is that 3,000 total influence has been spent amongst all of the factions, and then 15 resolutions have been accepted total, and so far there's been 11. So we're almost there. We're getting there. Now, so this is going to be my victory condition, right? This is what I'm going for. This is the screen that really is important to me, and I really need a lot of influence to make it work. The screens that... now, the other parts of the game that I'm not going to be trying to winning, but I'm going to be playing defense on is going to be, for example, espionage. Espionage is more of the Harkonnens game. They're really good at this stuff. They're really good at using espionage to sabotage their opponents and kill their opponents outright and winning the game through this screen. Now, the Atreides, not so much. We do have some pretty neat defensive operations. I think that the... where is it? The ceasefire. This is a fantastic operation that the Atreides can be used defensively, where it just interrupts and prevents battles. So if you're being attacked, you can just kind of drop this operation and go, nah, we're not doing this right now. And then the enemy just has to walk away from you because they can't attack your units or your village. So this is a fantastic operation to be using. And it's a defensive one, obviously, because you know, you're not going to be really using this screen as an Atreides to win your games. Now, that does make me think that what I should be doing is focusing more on counterintelligence, because this is going to give me more of a capture chance for any factions that are using their spies to spy on me. Then I can have a chance of capturing their agents. Now, this is very useful for a couple reasons. For one thing, as I was saying before, the Harkonnens are really good at this stuff. They can use this operation right here to eventually assassinate me, but it takes, 4 attempts. You need to, not 4 attempts, but it's a scaling. It's a step by step. Obviously, assassination has to become very difficult, otherwise this game would get broken. So assassination is a very, very expensive, very time-consuming process, and the way to counter that is to make it so that you're very hard to kill, right? And one of the ways to do that is to put agents into counterintelligence, and that way you can capture enemy agents. Now, what does that do? That actually is a really good way to kind of boost your income, I believe, because you can use captured agents right here in the trade screen. So you can actually trade. So if I capture Harkonnens agents, it's going to pop up here. I'm going to see a 1. And then I can say, hey, you want them back? Pay for them. And say I save that agent. Say I hang on to him for a little while just to make the Harkonnens sweat and be like, oh my god, I'm missing an agent. And then I say, okay, I need some money now. I put up that agent for sale, and then I'm like, all right, give me all of your money. Because typically, and from what I've seen, agents are pretty worthwhile. They're pretty worth their weight in resources. So that's a really good option. However, you don't want to hold on to agents for too long because they can't escape on their own. They'll just be like, oh, they're gone, and they'll be like, they'll get away, and then you've kind of wasted your chance of selling him. So you have to kind of pick your moments. I would say definitely try to keep an agent long enough to make the enemy be like, fuck, I lost an agent. But at the same time, sell him back while you still can. Otherwise, he's just going to run away, and you're not going to get a chance to, make anything off of him. But that's going to be a really good way to cripple an enemy that's trying to use this screen to win their game. Just as my opposing factions have ways to cripple me and to block me on this screen, this is where I play defense, is on espionage, and then this is where I attack. And then speaking of places where I play defense, the other place where I play defense is going to be on the Cho Market. Now, I don't think I can beat House Corrino in the Cho Market. They just have, from what I've seen, they have an insane economy. Actually, can we see what they have right now?
Make it worth my time.
Okay, they don't actually have that much money right now. Interesting. But from what I thought I heard them that they have an insane economy. In any case, I think this is going to be kind of their win conditions, and all I want to do is make sure that I basically match their shares. Right now, I actually do have 5 more shares than they do, so I'm doing okay here. But I don't really intend on winning through this screen. I don't think the Atreides necessarily has that economy that allows them to compete this way. I might be wrong about that. I very well could be wrong about that. I think that the Atreides has a decent late game economy, but not so in the early to mid game. Because if we look here, so at 5k hegemony, I am making 10% extra Solari every time I pass a positive resolution. That's pretty damn good. And then at 10k hegemony, I will gain a permanent 2% resource production increase for every resolution that's passed. And I can go up to 10 times max for that. Those are both very, very good. So that seems like a late game economy boost that's going to put the Atreides maybe on the same level as the Harkonnens and House Corrino, and the smugglers for that matter as well. I believe they also have a pretty good economy. So that's what I'm thinking. I think the Atreides do have a good late game economy, but yeah, I don't. In the early game, I don't think that the Cho market's going to be kind of my way of winning. So if I look at my resources and how things are going, it seems like money is good, plasticrete is low, but my production's good. Manpower looks solid. Fuel cells, I could probably use some work on fuel cells. Water looks good. Authority looks good. Lance Rad. I'm getting there. I'd like to get up to 500, obviously, because that's going to be my prerequisite for becoming governor. Is I need 500 Lance Rad standing. So that's going to be the key. Also, I need to keep in mind that obviously passing resolutions is very, very, very important for me. Also, because that's how I get hegemony. Passing resolutions is how I get hegemony, whereas, launching operations is how the Harkonnens get hegemony. So this is something that I need to really keep in mind, is I need to make sure that every time a resolution pops up, which in this case is going to be less than 1 day, I need to pass that son of a bitch. When it comes up, I need to throw all of the influence that I have at it to make sure that I win that resolution, and every single, one of them as I can. So I need to really focus on getting more influence production. Right now, I don't think I have that many buildings that are producing it. I have an influence production building here. What are they called? I can't remember. Listening post. That's what it is. So I need to start looking at more places where I can build listening posts. However, for the time being, see, I'm not quite there yet. Right now, I'm waiting on plasticrete. This is a little sloppy on my part. I have this village here that I've taken because there's a spice field right here. This is going to be my 3rd spice field, but I don't have enough plasticrete to actually build a spice refinery. So I need to kind of work up to that. And then after that, I was thinking about taking this province, or this village, because this is going to give me just base. One of the province characteristics is going to be the desert miners, which is going to give me plus 10 plasticrete just by taking this village itself. And it also has a geothermal energy, which is going to give me extra fuel cells as well. So I think this is going to be my next target after I get this one going. And then down here, there's going to be another desert miners, another plus 10 plasticrete production. And I feel like that's going to be very valuable as well. So I think these two provinces, they're also like behind me, so they're going to be easy to defend here and then here. I'm not too worried about going crazy with defense forces on these provinces. So there's that to keep in mind. This is my frontier, and I am bordering the Harkonnens here, so that's a little bit dangerous. But I do have my 2 spice harvesters that are in operation, that are being protected, or they're being spotted for by ornithopters. And then once I have a spice operation going down here, I will get my 3rd ornithopter going so that he can spot for this refinery as well, for this spice harvester as well. So that's going to be the plan. My military is pretty gosh darn small. I can actually press unpause here. My military is pretty gosh darn small. I do have these rented out. A couple of, what are they called? Lance Rad judges. There's some bazooka guys carrying these big old bazookas. And yeah, as you can see here, I have them for another, 20 days total. So at this point, probably like 14 more days, I guess, until they disappear. Because I believe I got these guys from a resolution that was passed. And speaking of which, so yeah, statecraft development speed, completion speed is increased by 50%. Okay, so that's going to be a good thing. Yeah, this development's going to be finished up pretty soon here. I'm going for support structures so that I can get that support drone unit, which is going to be really good for the Atreides military. And what else? Oh yeah, there's a little event here. And this is going to allow me to get 100 influence if I'm able to pass a resolution. Or I can get an agent with political mastermind trait if I build 2 more statecraft buildings. So they both seem really good. I do want influence though, obviously. Influence would be very, very good. So that's the one I'm going to be going for here. Construction complete. Okay, I don't know what that was. I'm not sure what did I just build here? I don't know. And then development research. All right, so now it's time. So yeah, I do want to get a statecraft development going because I have the half off for the speed that it takes. So what do I want to get here? This is the one that I think I really want to go for here because I'm going to be getting 100% more influence for every agent that's assigned to Landsrat Infiltration, and it will also give me +5 max agents. That's pretty damn good. As I was saying, I do want more influence for sure, but I don't think I want to get... I don't really care about this too much right now. This seems like a really good one to get right now because it will allow me to get the political agreement treaty unlocked. And if I look in here, if I go for a political agreement,
worth my time.
I'm going to get +2 influence production and then +50 max influence. And that seems very, very good as well. So that's the one I want to get right away. And it takes less time. This takes only 12 days, so 50% off, 6 days. Whereas this is going to take quite a bit longer. So let's do this one first. And then if I have time, I can get started on this one, I suppose. -10% treaty upkeep costs, I suppose that's okay. And then -50% non-aggression pact costs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one, but this is good, and this is definitely good. This is necessary, I suppose. Maybe the resources saved is worth it. And maybe I should take a peek into diplomacy more often. So what am I doing?
Let's get to business.
I have a non-aggression pact with the smugglers, and maybe what I do is I wait for... Can I do all of these agreements with the same faction, or do I need... Is it only like one of them? I'm not sure. Just because I'm not sure, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till this development is complete, and then I'll try to get a political agreement with the smugglers. And then after that, I'll try to get another agreement with them just to test that out. And then I'll know the answer. So I think other than that, let's see, I just kind of wanted... I'm basically just kind of hanging out waiting for my plasticrete production to increase so that I can build the spice refinery. I need 425. I'm already... Yeah. I have a lot of plasticrete being produced right now, but I'm a little bit behind right now. So I got to kind of hang out and just kind of wait around, which never feels good. That does not feel good at all. And yeah, it looks like I can build buildings in my capital, but I'm probably short on plasticrete would be my guess. Yeah, I need at least 500 plasticrete for like a lot of these buildings. So hopefully I can really get going on that. Ooh, I have an agent that's unassigned. And what I was talking about before was having him in counterintelligence, and that does feel very, very good, but Landsrat does increase influence production, and that also feels really, really good. I feel like... Let me look at this again. What was I doing here? So the other thing with diplomatic maneuvers is that it's going to give +5 Solari for all agents that are assigned to factions that I'm in truce with. And since I have a truce with the smugglers, what I could do is stick an agent... Oops, not that screen. What I could do is put an agent into the smugglers faction, and then I'd be getting +5 Solari from him. I just don't know if that's super worth it, just because... I mean, I'm already kind of good on money. I'm making 120 per day, so... I feel okay about that for now. I feel like I want more influence. So let's do that. And this agent also produces 20% more intel, which is going to be good for my espionage. Okay, that's cool. Let's put them in there. Now I'm going to be making +10 influence per day. That feels very, very good indeed. And what do I need again for this? Yeah, positive resolution. Okay. Here is the new Landsrat Council, and you know, I don't really care too much about any of these, The Judge of the Council does allow me to train the Landsrad Guard. I don't really care about that because I'm not really going super heavy on the military. Being able to train them is great, but I feel like I still need to pay for them, right? Unless they cost a different resource. That actually might be the case. Landsrad Guard might cost something other than like money. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe I will go for that one just to kind of try it out. Sale incentive. This gives me it's plus 20% cost for buying shares and then plus 20% for selling shares. You know, obviously that's what a sale incentive would be. I don't really want to sell my shares, honestly, so I kind of want to stay even with House Corrino on that one. Scientific progress as far as military development speed, completion speed, and all that. Yeah, I guess this is the one I'll go for. Why not? Okay, and here's a little bit of a little skirmish action between the Harkonnens and the smugglers. All right, well, go smugglers. I'm rooting for you guys. Looks like there's a little bit of border action as well. Couple of Harkonnens hanging out on my border. This is kind of tricky too because my spice field's right on their border, so they can pretty easily kind of just hang out here. Looks like they're getting ready, but I do have my bazooka guys, my what are they called again? My judges. They are still here, and I do have my militia as well. Do I have a missile launcher? Yes, I do have a missile battery as well. So come at me, bro. They do have a couple of Cerberus units. These are good units too. Yeah. These are their elite units, the Cerberus, and then the Sandro Trooper, and then a Gunner, and then they have their own Landsrad Judge. Okay, I might need to bring over my military, actually. Let's get you guys walking. Ooh, I don't have...
We are on the move.
Damn, I thought... Yikes, okay. I don't have an airfield up here, so...
Awaiting command.
It's gonna take a while before they can get to an airfield so that they can be shipped out to this town. So I should probably start working on that as soon as possible. Now let's decline that and then do... I don't really care about this, honestly. House Corrino, how about I do that and then support this. I'll put all my votes into this one. And that should be good. Yeah, this is a decent little force from the Harkonnens. My goodness, yeah. I need to get my army over here.
Listening. Yes.
Yeah, I need to leave. I do have militia up here, so I'm not like undefended. I can start building. Oh yeah, this. Oh. So I have the plascrete, but I don't have enough fuel cells. Ah, damn. Okay. Yikes. So, So I just need to build a fuel cell factory somewhere. Okay, Rabdud, you have a free slot, so you are going to be the place where I build a fuel cell factory. And then that's going to allow me to build that spice refinery back up here in Arsna. Alright, guys. Ooh, there's a worm. There's a worm somewhere.
Received.
Just kind of hang out on that town. Be very careful. Kind of surprised that there's no worm warning thing up there. And what's this? Someone else wants to join the party too? Oh man, are they gonna come in and like soften me up and then the Harkonnens are gonna come in and just melt me down? Oh man, I think these guys waiting for the Landsrad judges to time out? Oh, that'd be so clever if that's what they were doing. Okay, I need to keep moving my guys down.
Agreed.
In fact, what I should probably do is train up another trooper maybe? Or maybe a mercenary. What's the deal with these guys again? So that they get... Let's see, when they kill an enemy unit, they get extra power and they get extra armor. They are ranged units. They look expensive. Their attack isn't as high as my rangers or my troopers. And they're expensive, but they don't cost any manpower. And they cost less command points. Huh. Their upkeep is also pretty expensive. 40 Solari as opposed to like the 6 Solari and 3 manpower. Yeah, I'm not really getting the whole mercenary. I'm not really getting the point of that. Maybe it's just because they're fast. Maybe if you recruit them, they immediately become available. I mean, I have a lot of money, so let's just see what happens. Yeah, they're really, really fast. That's what it is. So it's like an emergency. You can like get them going just right away. So let's do that, and then I do want to get a support drone going. I thought I could get unlock support drones. So why can't I recruit a support drone? Is it because... Oh, I can. So, ooh, they are... Okay, so they're going to cost fuel cells. Oh, that's why I couldn't recruit them, because I didn't have enough fuel cells. Right. I'm getting it. So that's the deal. I think I want that. I want a support drone. It's going to heal my nearby units. So let's get some of them, and let's look at some of my things up here. Let's keep putting in more votes into that to make sure I win it. Raid detected. So yeah, I'm about to be messed up here by these raiders, but at least my guardsmen are still there. And then enemy hegemony. So yeah, the smugglers are now at 5k hegemony, so that means that they can vote in the Landsrad and do a couple other things. Not really a big deal. They kind of mind their own business there. Get rid of that. Construction complete. That's fine. Combat ongoing, so that's going to be right here. Alright, unpause. So we are going to mess up these raiders easy enough, I think. They have 2 ranged units and then a explosives unit, so I should be able to take them out. But then, yeah, the Harkonnens might be waiting for me to have my... What are they called again? My judges time out before they send their guys in. So that would be really clever of them, for sure. My tax has been paid, so I have plenty. I'm going to be making plenty. The exchange rate is not great, so let's put spice back up. And then Chom shares are made available. Do I want to buy anything here? I can, buy 20 for 764. Yes. Yes, let's definitely do that. Let's buy 20 there. And then Village Under Siege, Development Research. Okay. So I think we're still doing... Okay, I need to check this again. Yep, Statecraft. We're still doing Statecraft. So, let's do... Yeah, let's just get this one out of the way first. The Atreides delegations, and then I can start working on the Atreides sympathizers down the road. So that one's first, and now they did come into range of our... Oh, okay, there they go. Now my judges are gone. And now I would expect the Harkonnens might come in at any moment now. So let's get my military moving. My drone is about... It's 3/4 of the way before it's finished. Yikes. They did... Okay, so they lost their judges as well. So it was the same judges. That's fine. Sandstorm detected. Not too worried about it. If anything, it might mess up the Harkonnens. And then trade request. House Corrino. He wants to give me Imperial favor, so 100 influence if I give him a bunch of plascrete. And now my plascrete production is pretty goddamn good, so I actually do want 100 influence. So let's accept that. Thank you, Mr. Corrino. I will take it. I will take it for sure. Now, after this battle...
Yes, sir.
With the Harkonnens, I think I want to disband that mercenary just because that upkeep is pretty expensive. But let's just at least get up here to this town. And maybe, can I build... Okay, so let's get that spice refinery going here in Arsena, so I can finally start making some money off of that. And I would like to come up here to Larlua and take advantage of this geothermal activity so I can get more fuel cells there. Because, yeah, fuel cells, I think I also need fuel cells for airfields. I believe so. I can't look at it. Where can I take a peek? Is this going to show me? So airfields, they cost two fuel cells. So it looks like the Harkonnens have kind of buggered off here. And, yeah, we're still waiting on this prerequisite. I mean, this resolution to pass. I don't think it's going to pass in time for me to get either of these. Unless I can build 2 statecraft buildings in the time before this thing ends. 5 days. How long does it take for a building to be built? And do I have enough resources to actually build 2 statecraft buildings? Let's take a peek here. So 100 plascrete, and then I want influence. I didn't even look at how long that takes. God damn it. Okay, where else can I build a building? Here? Ooh, 300 plascrete. Damn it, I don't have that because I traded all my plascrete away. Oh dear. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Yeah, I don't have the resources. Can I trade for plascrete? According to this, if I give the smugglers just 350 solari, I can get 500 plascrete. So let's see if they accept this. Please, guys, please. Yes, they accepted it. All right. So maybe I can actually get some plascrete going. Where? What? Here, and then how much does the building cost? 128. I have enough. Beautiful. Now let's just see if I have enough time. It's, yeah, 5 days before that event ends. So let's see if I can get those buildings built up before that event ends so that I can potentially get that agent. Because I have ornithopters spotting for my spice harvesters, I believe it is going to be safe for me to add crewmen to my spice harvesters because I noticed before, it's just not worth it until you have a harvester spotting for them because then you're just losing all of that manpower because your guys are being eaten by worms and that just feels so crappy. So down here, you can deploy and enable auto recall. I'm not going to... Actually, no, I do have an extra ornithopter somewhere.
Ready.
Where are you? Yeah, you.
Waiting for
You
your
come over here and spot for... where's my dude? Spot for him, please. And then when I do have some extra manpower, actually, I do have manpower available. So yeah, as soon as the ornithopter comes over here and starts spotting for him, I will put some more crewmen on that. And then construction complete. I think I just need... oh, perfect. Okay, confirm this, and I get the agent. Nice. There we go. And Political Mastermind gives plus 5% influence protection. That's exactly what I needed. That's great. This is perfect. Where do I want him? I could put him in Landsred for more influence. Counterintelligence. How about I put him in the Smugglers? That way I can get that extra Solari from that development. The what was it called? The Atreides Merchants, was it called? Diplomatic maneuvers. Is it up here? Diplomatic maneuvers. I'm not seeing it. Oh well. And I bought some shares at the perfect time because now the price has just skyrocketed up like by double almost. But then House freaking Corrino is up to 70 all of a sudden. My goodness gracious. How do they... Man, they make money fast because they were like at 700 and now they're at 3K. Wow, good for them. Okay. How's Hegemony looking? So they are, yeah, their House Corrino's beating me on Hegemony as well. Spooky stuff. Yeah, I need to try to win this resolution. Ooh, what's happening here?
focused.
What's going on? What's that green stuff? What does it mean? I don't know. I don't know what that means.
We are ready.
I'm not sure why my guys are glowing green. Are they poisoned? Oh, is that the healing effect from the support drone? Is that what that means? Oh, that'd be cool. I don't know what that means. So yeah, I need more fuel cells, and what I guess I need to do is, first off, where's my mercenaries? I don't want you, so let's disband you.
Listening.
And then let's bring the rest of my units back to here-ish, so that I can get them up here. I want to take this town so that I can get that geothermal energy, but unfortunately they're going to have to walk up there because I don't have an airfield up here, and airfields, like I said before, do cost fuel cells. So, all right, how did I do? Okay, what was the results of the last one? Oh, right. We did pass the military development speed. That's right. So I did get hegemony from that. Right. Okay. I get it. I'm following along. All right. De-escalation. All factions' infiltration levels are reduced by 2. I don't like that. Even though maybe that's a good idea because I am playing, as I said, I'm playing defensively with the espionage game. So by reducing espionage levels, what that means is that people need certain espionage levels in certain categories to enact certain operations. So, for example, if someone wanted to assassinate me, they would need 2 espionage levels in my infiltration. So they'd need to have 1 or 2 or 3 infiltration levels. And an infiltration level is not how many agents are assigned to that thing, that faction or that category, that whatever these are called. These what would you call these? Institutions, right? These institutions here. These and these, when you have agents in them, the agents over time will grow infiltration levels over time. So it's something that you build up to, and losing infiltration levels is a big knock on the whole operation. So if I, for example, wanted to start an assassination against the Harkonnens, I would need 1 infiltration against the Harkonnens, which I already have, and then 1 infiltration on each of these institutions, which I already have, indicated by this where it says level 1, and then level 2 for Landsrad. And then if I needed to go to the second step of this assassination process, the requirements for all of these things is going to be higher. More intel, more Solari, and more infiltration levels for all of these things. And by going to this and having infiltration levels knocked down by 2, it's a big knock. It's a big knock. Now, for me, since I'm not playing offensively through the espionage system, this is not a bad idea, honestly, just to go for that. Let's see. Then there's the Landsrad support, where I would get some Landsrad guards. Yeah, not bad. But I feel like this is the one I want to block. I want to make sure that, this is negative 4 Solari per positive manpower production. My manpower production is 7, so I'd be losing, 28 Solari per day. Yeah, that one would suck. So I'm going to try to block this, and then if this goes through, I don't really care. And if this goes through for someone else, I don't really care either. Because I am playing defensively, so I'm playing defensively with my military, so I don't really care too much about this, I guess. So that's going to be the strategy for that one. Now let's get my units and start sending them up north so that they can take that other town. What was it called again? Larlua?
Awaiting orders.
Awaiting orders. Go up there. Let's keep an eye on my borders to see if the Harkonnens up to any of their funny business. It looks like they're not. Hegemony, yeah. The Corrino is pretty scary, man. They can really produce a lot of hegemony. I wonder how that's achieved for them. Oh yeah, and I had forgotten. I need to try to get a political agreement with the smugglers now that I have this available. So, put that in, and it looks like they might go for that. So, let's just try to do a straight up trade for trade. And do they want it? Oh, heck yeah. Sweet. Okay, cool. So let's go back to that. And now,
let's get to business.
Can I do another one? It looks like I could. So I can do another one. Oh, but they do cost authority. That's right. Yeah. They cost 10% of raw authority production. Okay, so that makes more sense as to why. Okay, I was trying to remember, why is this important to me? Atreides delegations. So this is going to be negative 10% treaty upkeep costs. And then, negative 50% of the non-aggression pact costs as well. So this makes getting multiple treaties a lot more feasible, whereas before this would be kind of painful because each treaty is going to
How can I help?
Cost 10% of my raw authority production. So my authority production is 6. So 10% of that. But then I get a discount on that with this, diplomatic maneuvers, or not this, Atreides delegations. So negative 10% of 10%. I'm getting lost, guys.
Let's get to business.
Anyway, I'm not going to figure out the numbers. I'm really bad at math. But anyway, it's a good thing. So once that research goes through, that development goes through, I will try to get another agreement with the smugglers. Maybe research agreement so that I can get more knowledge, which is going to increase research speeds. I really like the looks of that one. Solari production, it's really good, but my Solari production is really good right now, so I'm going to go for a research agreement if I can. What else does it cost? 10 influence? Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to increase development research speed. That's going to be pretty cool. So let's come up here, guys, and get ready to take this town. Otherwise, things are looking pretty good. Construction possible in Arakeen. All right, so let's try to look at what buildings we want to build next. So if I were to wait until my current development is completed, I would have access to the council chamber, which is going to give me extra Landsrat standings and then extra influence production. And it also allows me to spend influence to cancel resolutions applied to my faction. That seems pretty cool. I don't know if I'd ever use that, to be honest. I feel like it's going to take me a little while before this development's complete, though. 20 days remaining, yeah, so I don't know if I want to wait that long, honestly. I can build some military buildings right away, and I might just do that. By having a district of 1 military building, that's going to increase my military development's completion speed by 50%. And the barracks seems like a pretty good building, plus 30% health for military units, plus 30% units regen, and then plus 30% experience gains as well. That seems very good just because I intend on keeping a pretty elite, like a small elite army, because I don't want to pay the upkeep for it, and I want to just play defensively using airfields to be able to jump from province to province to defend myself that way. So having this seems pretty good, especially for the extra health. And also because the Atreides has good armor as is, it give my army a pretty good defensive posture, and I feel like I like the looks of that, so that might be what I do. Yeah, let's boost my military a little bit. Let's give them a little bit of love here. And another thing that I was just thinking of is, so I want to check the sieges and how is this going here? Because if I need to be allied to at least one siege to become governor, then I need to start looking at that. And I think I'm pretty sure, so I'm trading with these guys, right? So yeah, to become an ally with someone, I need to be able to own their region for the sieges. But I am trading with them, right? Oh no, I'm not trading with them. Oh, start trading, definitely. I must not have had the resources before. Yeah, so now I'm trading with this siege. Man, I need to keep an eye on that. What else? Did I miss any others? Alright, Landswide Council vote. Let's, gosh, I really don't care either way on this one. Let's, support this, I guess. And sure, I'll support that. But then let's deny this. Yeah, let's decline that one and just put all of my votes into that. Deny. Let's make sure that that one goes away. So what was I saying before? Yeah, let's keep an eye on more sieges. Ooh. Oh, wait. Okay. I was like, oh man, what's going on here? So yeah, my units are still here. They're safe. I was forgetting to keep an eye on them. I forgot. I forgot about the worms. So yeah, there's a worm here. Luckily, I have my ornithopter spotting for this guy. So where's my carryall? Why isn't my carryall coming to come save my harvester? Was that? Oh, it's down here. Okay. God, I thought I saw exclamation points up here. All right, inactive harvester. Deploy this guy, and then these guys get going and go take on this place. Inactive harvester. Sandworm detected. All right, that's fine. Landsward Council vote. Keep pumping more votes into that one. All right, sieges. So yeah, if I see a siege, I need to make sure that I'm trading with them. So yeah, I'm trading with this one now. Yes, and then are there any more sieges that I can see? What's going on? Combat ongoing. Right.
Awaiting command.
Let's take on these guys. I can bring back my support drone a little bit. Although my support drone actually has really good armor, so he's probably going to be okay. Let's go back here, check things out.
At your service, sir.
How we doing? Yeah.
Ready.
Doing okay. And then you come over here and stop her from shooting. Because once they're in melee, they do a lot less damage. So that's going to be pretty good for me. And then, yeah, you can just kind of like fly around. Agents unassigned. What are you? 20% more intel? That's good. So let's put you in... honestly, let's just do more influence. More influence. Yes, more. Alright, this is looking pretty good. So we're just about finished up with this army here. This guy's almost dead. And then we can go take him. I'm pretty sure this is support drone. The support drone actually does shoot. Oh, cool. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So the support drone, how much attack is it? It's 6 attack, so not much.
Awaiting command.
Alright.
Yes, sir.
Just in time because a worm came. So let's annex this. Sandworm detected. Dismiss that. And then we have a new event here. Insulted representative. A representative from Landsrat has been insulted by a local. He asks for their head. Damn, alright. Find the fugitive, so I'd lose 100 intel and I'd gain 100 influence. I'd do like influence. Turn a blind eye, prerequisites. Lose the Landsrat standing, gain 60 authority. Man, I don't like that. I'd rather turn a blind eye because, you know, screw the Landsrat, like screw the elites, but I don't really care about authority. I kind of want the influence, saying I would gladly trade intel for influence. Sorry, dude. Sorry, man. That's just how it goes sometimes. I mean, I guess I am part of the social elite. I'm the frickin' Atreides, you know. All right, so what was I keep getting interrupted when I'm talking about sieges. Sieges. Is there literally only the one siege that I can see? Is that the only one that? So there's this siege. So I can trade with any siege on the map, right? So yeah, I'm already trading with them. Landsrat Council votes. So yes, we did decline labor rights. Perfect. But we did support the de-escalation. Okay, interesting. So yeah, everyone lost 2 levels of infiltration, which, like I said, I don't really care about. Yeah. Not really a big concern to me, I don't think. So up here, let's build that geothermal building. The fuel cell factory. Let's do that first. Because I'm down to 1, so yeah, I could use some fuel cells. And then I want to build an airfield up here for sure. Construction complete. So I have a barracks complete in Arakeen. And let me just double check, is there any more sieges that I can talk to? Okay, I don't see any sieges right now. What I can do though is I can keep using my probe setups, because my probe setups do increase siege detection speed. So let's do one of those like here, and maybe if I can find a siege in this region, that'd be cool. And then let's just get another probe setup going here. Probe setups are really, really cheap. And I should probably get more operations going as well. Let's see, supply drop is good, secure sabotage is good. Let's see, what else? Support intelligence. So this is going to decrease the amount of damage that my military takes. And it's also really cheap, so let's just get that going. And yeah, that's kind of all I can do. That's fine. Just think defensively. That's all I really care about as the Atreides. Defense, defense, defense. I can already build another building here in Arakeen. That feels good. And I still can't get the council chamber. Yeah, I'm still a few days away before that's complete. That development's complete. So let's look towards other options here. I really like this one, the Chom branch. It's going to apply Solari upkeep reduction to all villages that border my capital. And then it's also going to give me an increased Chom spice exchange rate, so a lot more money for the spice that I'm mining. And then also for all of my agents that are assigned to Chom infiltration, they're going to produce 30% more Solari. So this one's all about money. And even though I already have plenty of money, it still seems really good. Yeah, Chom branch. That one looks very, very good. So let's do that. And yeah, just make some decent money here. That's going to give me, if I complete this, plus 20 Solari production for a 2 building, what are these called? Can't remember what these are. District, that's what it is. Alright, Chom. How are we doing, Chom? Yeah, they keep going up and up and up, so House Corrino's at 130, goddamn. Alright, well, so I only have 2k, so I can spend 2k to get, 20 more. Or I can spend 500 to get 5 more. Oh man, I don't like it. God. But House Corrino is like really going up. And all they have to control is 50% to win. So that scares me for sure. How they are on hegemony. So they are winning on hegemony and the Chom thing. So oh god, I don't like it. How about I do it? I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna spend all of my money on that. And then I have a crap ton of spice. So let's just sell all of my spice right now. I'm making 2.2 Solari per spice sold, so I can get back that money fast enough. And I'm still gonna meet, yeah, I'm still gonna have enough spice to meet the next spice tax demand. So that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. That should work out okay. Alright, so I have the geothermal building thingy here, and that's going to allow me to get a airbase here. Why can't I get an airbase? It's going to cost plascrete. I don't have enough plascrete. Okay. Well, if I don't have enough plascrete, then can I build a plascrete factory? Yeah, let's do a plascrete factory there, and that should help out. Truce ended. What? The smugglers ended their truce. God damn. They're gonna attack me? Come at me, bro. What's up? Well, I don't see anyone, We don't even, we barely border them. Barely. Huh. Alright, not a super duper big deal, I guess. I mean, the Harkonnens ended their treaty with me, and they've barely looked at me, so I guess I'm not too worried about it. Now House Harkonnen has reached their hegemony stage of 5,000, so they can sacrifice enemy agents to reduce the mission's cost and preparation time. And anytime they kill enemy units, they might also get a brainwashed agent. So that's that's pretty cool. I like playing House Corrino. They're really fun. They're really fun. But it looks like they are in last place as a hegemony goes. Yeah, House Corrino is just so hot. It's just so far ahead, man. Scary stuff. I don't really know how to combat that either, because I'm kind of at the mercy of how fast resolutions can be passed, which for it's not up to me, Although I could take this special region and make another 1,000 hegemony. That would be really good for me. Trade request.
Make it worth my time.
So House Corrino wants influence and intel and he'd give me money. And I don't want to give him my influence. No siree. No siree. I want that influence. I need that influence. And I kind of want to actually go down here and take this special region so I get that hegemony from the SAD Lab. New Lands Red Council. And I have the councils up for grabs. So I might want to go for that so I can get 2 extra agents with a special council trait. Military investigations, military development completion speed is decreased. So, whatever. I don't really care about military developments right now. War of Assassins. 3 assassins will appear next to the main base. Oh, cool. That's a neat thing. So, assassins are really quick because I need to end this episode pretty quickly here, but assassins are a cool thing that I believe was added in this patch. I don't even have access to them, do I? Huh. How do they pop up? Okay, I'm not sure how else to have access to them other than through... Is it only through this? Is this the only way to make this available? It might be. So yeah, when I was looking at it before, I think in my other playthrough, I was looking at the assassins, and it's basically like a one-shot unit. It will kill any single unit in the game in one hit, but then it itself will die as well, I believe. That's just based off memory, so don't quote me on that one, but I believe that's how it works, which is a really, really neat, thing to add into the game. I'm pretty sure that was added in this last patch. So it's a cool one. I really like that. But in any case, things are looking pretty well. The House Corrino is ahead of me by a bit here, and I'm looking to rectify that by taking this special region here, which is the Imperial Basin. It's this huge rock slab, which is obviously all impervious to worm attacks. And if I simply move my troops down from Holdad down here to Sad Lab, and I can get an extra 1,000 hegemony, and I can get myself to be where I would still be behind House Corrino, but I would be catching up by a little bit there. So that's probably going to be my next move, but that's all going to have to wait until the next episode. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. I've been Dune, and this has been Dune Spice Wars. Thank you very much, and goodbye.